Hello students, welcome to the YouTube channel Till Open Academy. Today we are going to discuss our new chapter, first part of our new chapter, that is refraction of light. In the earlier classes we have studied an important property of the light, that is reflection of the light, that whenever light strikes a shiny surface it bounces off and get back into the same medium in which it was initially traveling. We came across the laws of reflection. Now we are talking about the reflection of the light, in which light passes from one medium to the another medium. In our day-to-day life we came across many effects which are related to the refraction of the light. For example, twinkling effects of the star. If we put a pen or a pencil in a glass filled with water, just at the surface where water and air meet with each other, which is called surface of separation, the pen or the pencil appears to be broken. Formation of the rainbows, refraction through the lenses of the specs, which help a person to look at the distant or nearby objects clearly, the function of the reading glass or refracting type telescopes, and in the microscopes which makes uses of the lenses. They employ the property of the refraction of the light, in which help us to observe the distance as well as the tiny microscopic objects. In the refraction of the light, whenever light is going from one optical medium into another optical medium, there is a slight change in the direction of motion of the light. We call this thing as the refraction of the light. So, change in the path of the light when it goes from one optical medium to another optical medium is called refraction. Optical medium means a medium through which light can pass. So we have just seen some example: corrective action of the lenses used in the specs, twinkling of stars, magnifying glass, telescopes, microscopes, prisms, etc. They all use refraction in order to change the path of the light. Before we go into the detail, some basic terms which are essential. One is optical medium. A medium through which light can pass, we call it as an optical medium. For example, air, water, glass, etc. Optically rarer medium. Rarer medium means a medium which is having lesser optical density, which means in which light travels fast. Optically denser medium, which is having high optical density. When light will pass through this kind of medium, it will travel slow, that is, its speed will be slow. For example, air is an optically rarer medium in which its speed is fast, but water or glass, they are acting as optically denser medium, because in these mediums speed of the light is slow. Angle of incidence. Angle between incident ray and the normal is known as angle of incidence. Angle of refraction. Angle between the refracted ray and the normal is called angle of refraction. Point of incidence. Point where light strikes on the refracting surface is called point of incidence. Surface of separation. A surface which separates two different optical media is known as surface of separation. Normal. A perpendicular which is drawn on the surface of separation, but at the point of incidence we call it as a normal. Now, when we are talking about the refraction, we can discuss two basic type of the refractions with the help of the suitable figures. One is known as the rarer to denser refraction, when light goes from rarer medium to denser, for example air to water. Or second, when light goes from denser to rarer, for example it goes from water to air or glass to air. Here is a simple diagrammatic representation of the rarer to denser refraction. XY is our refracting surface. Here at the top we have a medium air, which is a rarer medium. At the bottom we have denser medium water, which is a denser medium. whenever we are drawing ray diagram, we are representing the name of the medium above and below the surface of separation written inside a small circle. Either you write full name or you just symbol for it. For example, I have used A for air, W for water. O is the point of incidence. Here I had drawn a perpendicular n dash, which is the normal. A ray of light AO strikes at the surface of separation such that its angle AON, angle between incident ray and the normal, is known as angle of incidence. When light goes from rarer to denser medium, it wanted to travel along this straight line path, but due to change in the optical density at the point O, at the surface of separation, light will suffer a change in its speed, due to which its direction of motion in the second medium, in the denser medium, will change, and it will suffer a slight bending at the point O, such that this bending will take place towards the normal. So when it will go into the denser medium, we will obtain the new path of the light going from O to B, which will be our refracted ray OB, and the angle it is making with the normal, angle BON dash, which is represented by R, is known as angle of refraction. Here angle of incidence is always greater than the angle of refraction. But when light goes from denser to rarer medium, that is from water to air, mediums are represented by full name in circle or just by their starting letter, W for water and A for air. NN dash is again the normal. AO is the incident light at the point of incidence. We had draw a normal. NN dash, I is angle of incidence. Light wanted to travel along this straight line path, but due to change in the optical density, the speed of light will change when it will go from water to the denser, rarer medium. So due to this, light will suffer a bending, and in this case light is going to bend away from the normal, such that we will have new path of the light ray going from O to B, such that the refracted ray of light OB will be produced, which will be making angle R, BON dash, equal to R, which will be the angle of refraction. Here angle of incidence will be less than the angle of refraction. So these are the two types of refraction. In one, rarer to denser, in which light ray bends towards the normal. Second is the denser to rarer, in which light ray bends away from the normal. So in our day-to-day life, we primarily come across these types of refractions when light goes from the rarer to the denser medium. We have seen that whenever light goes from one optical medium to another, there is a change in the direction of motion of the light. Now what could be the possible cause for this change in the direction of motion of the light? Whenever a ray of light is moving in a homogeneous medium, it always travels in a straight line because its speed remains same. In the earlier classes we have seen that when light travels in a single medium, its direction doesn't change, it always travels in a straight line because there is no change in speed of light. But when it goes from one optical medium to another, the speed of the light changes right at the surface of separation, which is separating the two optical media. So due to this change in the speed of the light, the path of the light also changes, and hence refraction takes place. Thus refraction of light, which is actually change in the direction of motion of the light whenever light goes from one optical medium to another optical medium, is actually brought about by the change in the speed of the light, which occurs only when light goes from one optical medium to the another optical medium. Next, an important law of reflection, which is Snell's law of refraction. First law states that the incident ray, refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. The meaning of this is that if our refracting surface is held horizontally to the ground, then the incident ray, refracted ray and the normal, they will all lie in the vertical plane. If our refracting surface xy lies in the vertical plane, then incident ray, refracted ray and the normal, they all lie in the same plane, that is in the horizontal plane. Second, the main law states that the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant quantity for a given pair of optical media and for a given color of the light. That means if we select two optical media and a particular color of light is chosen, then light when suffers refraction while going from one medium to another, then if we take ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction, then this quantity is always a constant. So here we have the surface of separation xy, medium 1, medium 2, I is angle of incidence, R is angle of refraction. So if we keep two factors constant, we do not change the density of medium 1, we do not change the density of medium 2, and also the light which we are using, we also do not change its color, or what we can say, its wavelength. If all these quantities are kept constant, then if light ray is incident at any angle of incidence, it should not be equal to 0 degree. If light ray is incident at any angle of incidence I, and we measure its corresponding angle of refraction R, then for a given pair of I and R, if we take the ratio of sine I and sine R, then this ratio will always come out to be constant. And this constant quantity is represented by letter mu, written as 1 mu 2, and this constant quantity is known as the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. How do we pronounce it? It is the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. This means that if we have suppose a glass slab and a ray of light is incident on it at an angle of incidence, suppose 10 degree, refraction takes place, we measure the angle of refraction, then change the angle of incidence to say 30 degree, again measure the angle of refraction. So in these two cases, if we take the ratio of sine I and sine R for these two cases respectively, then the ratio will always be the same, and it will be known as the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. We call this as the refractive index because light has suffered refraction while going from medium 1 into 2. So this constant quantity, this number which we will get over here after having the ratio of sine I and sine R, it gives us the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, which is just a simple number which help us to know how much amount of refraction or how much amount of bending in the path of the light ray has taken place when light go from one into the second medium. Greater the bending, the more the light bends towards the normal, greater will be the value of the refractive index. If light bends but by a very small amount as compared to its original direction, then the value of mu will be very small. Correspondingly, refractive index will also be very small. Now, definition of the refractive index. First, we are going to talk about absolute refractive index. The absolute refractive index of a material medium with respect to air or vacuum. Remember, the absolute refractive index of any material medium, for example, it could be a glass, it could be water, it could be alcohol, it could be any other transparent medium, solid, liquid or gas, is always defined with respect to air or vacuum. That's why we call it as absolute. So absolute refractive index of a material medium with respect to air or vacuum can be defined as the ratio of speed of light in air or vacuum to the speed of light in that material medium. So it is nothing but the ratio of speed of light in air or vacuum to the speed of light in the material medium for which we are calculating the refractive index. So here we have surface of separation xy, n dash is our normal. This is the medium 1, this is the medium 2. Medium 1 is air or vacuum, second medium can be any material medium, glass, water, like something like that. So if light goes from air into the material medium or vacuum into the material medium, if speed of light in the air is c and speed of light in the material medium is v, then refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1, it will be equal to c by v. Remember, whenever we are talking about the speed of light in air or vacuum, always represent it with the letter c. But if we are talking about speed of light in material medium, always represent it with the letter v. And we know that speed of light c in air or vacuum is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, and it is the maximum value with which speed light can travel in air or vacuum. Whenever it goes into any material medium, its speed always decreases. So c is always bigger, v is always small, so the ratio will always be greater than 1. So remember, whenever light goes from rarer to denser medium, the value of refractive index is always greater than 1. It is never less than 1. For example, speed of light in air or vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, while speed of light in glass is 2 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. So if we want to find out the refractive index of glass with respect to air or vacuum, it would be equal to a mu g, speed of light in air divided by speed of light in glass, 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by 2 into 10 raised to the power 8, which will be 3 by 2 or 1.5. So refractive index of glass with respect to air is 1.5. Similarly, if we take the ratio of speed of light in air and water, then the refractive index of water with respect to air will be 4 by 3 or 1.33. So we had defined a new quantity, refractive index, which is just the ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in the material medium. But what is the actual physical meaning of the refractive index? This constant number which we are getting after taking the ratio of speeds of the light in the one medium and the second, what does it actually represents? We know that whenever light goes from one medium to the second, speed of light changes. For rarer to denser, its speed decreases. For denser to rarer, its speed increases. So if we talk about the refraction from rarer to denser, we know that the speed of light always decreases when it goes from rarer to the denser medium. So we want to know how much decrease in the speed of light is there whenever light goes from rarer to denser medium. So how many times reduction in speed of light is taking place? That thing is indicated by this quantity, which is called as the refractive index. For example, we know that refractive index of glass with respect to air is 1.5. By definition, it is the ratio of speed of light in air to the speed of light in glass. So this thing we can rewrite as speed of light in glass is equal to speed of light in air divided by 1.5. This indicates speed of light in glass is 1.5 times lesser as compared to speed of light in air. So when light goes from air to glass, its speed decreases by 1.5 times. So refractive index is a physical quantity which tells us how many time reduction in the speed of light takes place whenever it goes from one optical medium into the second optical medium. Similarly, if we take the example of air to water refraction, we know that refractive index of water is 1.33. So when light goes from air to water, in water its speed decreases by 1.33 times as compared to speed of light in air. So thank you very much. In the next topic we will start with the relative refractive index. Thank you.